The Anti-Defamation League is joining a lawsuit against Intel. An employee discrimination complaint alleges that the company did nothing in response to public anti-Semitism from an employee. Joining us now with more, Jonathan Greenblatt, CEO and National Director of the ADL. Most people probably need to be, I guess, filled in on exactly what happened at Intel.
Yeah, well, look, let's just, set the stage, folks, right? So we are dealing with an increasingly intensifying environment for anti-Semitism. We know that things have exploded since 10/7. I mean, I could tell you stories about, like, last weekend at the University of Michigan in Ann Arbor, a Jewish student was jumped and beaten and brutalized by a group of kids after they identified him as Jewish. It's being investigated as a hate crime. We had a public Regents meeting in Seattle, chaired by the governor, where anti-Israel protesters shouted down the Jewish commentators to the point where they had to stop the meeting altogether. We've seen Jewish journalists targeted and menaced at their homes. And we've seen, again, bigotry in boardrooms and in businesses. So this is the first time in ADL's 100-plus year history where we're taking a bold step like this. And as you know, Intel is almost, it's like, I think, number 53 on the Fortune 500. It's a $90 billion company. But we're suing them because of how a Jewish Israeli employee was not just discriminated against, Joe. He was targeted. He was victimized. So after 10/7, this man who had moved from Tel Aviv to New York, his company was acquired by Intel.
Okay.
His manager, after 10/7, a manager in the company started liking memes and social media posts displaying, Israeli soldiers being bombed, being burned, like images of Israeli soldiers where Palestinians had the feet on the neck. Ugly, hideous, grotesque stuff. And then actually that employee found himself reporting to that new vice president, who then in a series of moves over time began harassing him, cut his bonus, like killed it, reassigned him, and again repeatedly used the kind of inflammatory language and practices that wouldn't be acceptable at any employer with anyone. But for some reason, it's open season on Jews.
So he must report to someone, the person that's perpetrated. What did they do?
Well, it was his requests for a reassignment were ignored. Calling out what was happening again was denied.
But he told people above.
He told people above
the
vice
person
president
that was doing this.
That's right.
Okay,
that's
so
right.
Where the...
And I think
then 2 months later,
we're living in this wonderland now where it seems to be open season on Jews, and somehow, some way, people think it's just political speech if you target and harass people because of their Jewish identity or faith, and that's wrong, even in a corporate environment like Intel.
If the facts of this case are as laid out, that sounds pretty egregious. We hear from employers, and if you talk to CEOs, maybe not on open mics, they will say it's really problematic because they have people who are Jewish, people who are Israeli, people who are Palestinian, people who are Egyptian, who are all working together, and that things can get pretty heated. And it's difficult to kind of figure out and sort out how you deal with your entire employee base. What would you tell them?
They have my sympathies. I have hundreds and hundreds of people who work for me at ADL. But,
probably not any anti-Semites.
Not so much like that, but I have people with different political views, people with different ethnic views. And you know what? If you can't show up and just do your job and create shareholder value, then maybe you don't belong. I mean, look, I think we've got to recognize that this is an intense environment, but we need to keep our people focused.
So what does that mean? Does that mean no one can say that they are standing in support of Israelis in this time, too? Does that mean you can't bring it into the workplace at all if you have diametrically opposed
It's a good question.
views?
There's a big debate, and Joe, I think we've talked about this, about the merit of institutional neutrality at universities. Right. I get that. But, Becky, before that, I prefer moral clarity. Moral clarity. And I don't think you should allow people to be harassed because of their national origin. In this case, the guy was Israeli. I don't think you should be able to reassign someone who had great reviews to a lower-paying job. I don't think you should zero out their bonus.
But you're also saying that you can bring the politics into the workplace.
Look, people certainly have their views, but they don't belong sort of in the cubicle or in the meeting room, again, where you're focused on satisfying customers, where you're focused on delivering a great product.
School restarted.
Yeah.
Why aren't we? Is the mainstream media get bored and it's still happening on college campuses, or they actually did a good job of
Joe, I'm so glad you asked. School's in. We're just a couple of weeks in, and it's literally like nothing has changed.
So it's still bad.
It's still bad.
Mainstream media got bored. They got bored.
Yeah, I mean, I think, look, it's true that some schools like NYU had a change in policy. Columbia is actually talking about doing something. But talking and doing are different, and enforcement is ultimately what matters. So I'm not seeing this in much of the media.
But do you not have the organized camps the organized camps were...
The organized camps haven't started back up yet.
So you're saying this has moved to the student population, actually?
Yeah, I mean,
because before we were saying it was a lot of outsiders.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Again, we had the assault at University of Michigan last weekend. We've seen a lot of harassment. We've seen vandalism of like Jewish fraternities and Hillels. So it isn't ending at all.
Are all the students that probably should have been expelled, are they all back at school like nothing happened?
I can't speak about all the students, but you know, at Cornell, that professor who the day of 10/7, not only is he back, he's back with all his privileges.
Right.
Could you imagine
the professor at day of 10/7? What? I'm sorry. Which
the professor at Cornell who Saturday 10/7 was, cheering on Hamas, exalting it as a glorious day. He was previously suspended, and now he's back. So could you imagine any CEO at any Fortune 500 with an employee like that, so derelict of duty, not focusing on what they're supposed to do, saying, okay, no problem, you're back? I mean, it's just like bizarro how things seem to work in the ivory tower.
Tenure is almost like term limits, it seems like, or not having term limits. Tenure is one of the worst attributes, I think, of exacerbating all this. They can basically do whatever they want.
I appreciate the utility of allowing a scholar to be able to do research, and yet you're right, the tenure limit needs to be, the tenure system needs to be re-examined.